This one is from Capmaster. Gibbsy wants to know, what is the ideal gun bunch? 3 receivers, 1 tight end. He can't afford Moss or Ocho Cinco. Obviously, they're the GOATs.
I'll just tell you straight. Kelvin Benjamin Gold. Use him as your spec catch guy in the Z-spot post.
Okay. So a big spec guy.
We'll go back to Tim Brown as your possession guy. He's the guy you motion out corner strike. You want him to be the possession. He's the guy that runs the baby slant skimbos, right? And then I want another big body guy. He doesn't have to be fast. I just need him to be able to catch pop passes over the middle of the field. So in terms of, I wish you could draw on the screen. Do we have bunch? Yeah, let me show you. Go to bunch.
Okay.
We can draw on the screen.
We can, pretty much.
All right.
Our minds.
So, leave it there. So 13. So with your bunch this way, your ISO receiver should be your big body, go downfield spec catch guy. Ultimately, you want that to be your best receiver. For example, if you did have the ability to get Randy Moss, that should be Randy Moss. Mm-hmm. Why? Because Randy Moss, his primary job will be to run that vertical and then sometimes run drags. So you need some speed. What you don't need to worry about at this position, in my opinion, is route running. What I would rather you have is just great spectacular catch, great height, great jump, catching traffic, and then give me some speed to go along with it. That's why I really like Randy Moss as the guy that goes there. Demaryius Thomas is pretty good too because he's 6'3", faster than some, good spec. So he plays that role well. Now, your far right outside receiver, Ted Ginn, this should be your possession receiver, your most reliable receiver. And the reason for it is you're going to be throwing him the baby slants.
So the opposite of Ted Ginn.
The ins, the outs. That's his role should be able to hang on to passes directly over the middle of the field in traffic, and you have confidence with him. He should also be a pretty good route runner because if he's running quick slants, quick ins, outs, he needs to be able to run crisp. So 96 plus route running and like 95
maybe
plus
the new Emmanuel
really
Sanders.
important.
Maybe the new Emmanuel Sanders.
Emmanuel Sanders would be great in this role.
The new one.
With speed, catching traffic, route running. Yeah. And when he runs that corner strike, he runs that route to the sideline. Really important that he gets a quick, crisp cut to the sideline, possession, catch it, keep it in bounds. Your middle receiver, I like to look at like a mold is like Mike Evans. I really need, this guy needs to be almost taller and bigger than your spec catch, your Z-spot guy.
Really?
Because he needs to be your pop pass guy. You need to be able to get all those high point throws over Anthony Barr. So if he's not 6'5" or higher, I don't like it.
Catching traffic?
Catching traffic is most important there. You know, some people would disagree and say,
okay, Fitz is only like 6'3", 6'2". You
not a great mold there. I don't love that mold.
Okay.
I really think the guy that I target is Mike Evans. I throw Mike Evans in there. Team of the year Mike Evans. That's my guy that I put there. Because I know that he has the ability to get up higher than Anthony Barr. He can out-animate Anthony Barr up top. It's all about where you, like, the ball placement. So if you're 6'5" with Mike Evans, you're going to get the ball thrown higher once you throw the ball to him. Mm-hmm. If you're opposed to Brandon Cooks. And the classic example I would give is when Mo against Skeeman threw a high point pass. He threw an interception and he overthrew Cooks on a high point pass. Mm-hmm. Same route, same guy, streak, pop pass, overthrows it to him because Cooks just isn't 6'5", right? So that guy for me, for the way I like to run it.
Ed McCaffrey?
Ed McCaffrey, great option.
All right.
Base Ed McCaffrey. Tight end, you got to go, really it's all out speed because this guy's going to be running drags. He's going to be running ins, outs. Dallas Clark's really the guy. You can go with like value, Ladarius Greens of the world, or value for speed. And then your halfback, you know, you're gonna run into some halfback bases. This can really differentiate. How often do you run halfback base? Okay, then go with a more run style. How often are you going to run corner strike and run the table route to the halfback? Mm-hmm. If you're going to run them a lot, then I would suggest you get a guy with good route running. Or good speed, so he can accelerate at like a McCoy or a Darren Sproles, right? If you're going to block him every down, really consider maybe a fullback with really good pass blocking so that he holds his block a little longer. Like, consider those as your options. If you don't use the halfback to run ever, if you're Skimbo, why do I need him? Remember how he would never draft a halfback?
Alfred Morris,
right.
That's all he wanted.
Yep. So that's how I look at the bunch.
Jimmy Graham, too slow? You'd rather put Jimmy Graham there.
I would love Jimmy Graham there. I love Gronk
Jimmy
there.
Graham at the Mike Evans spot. Rob Gronkowski at the Mike Evans spot, but not at the tight end spot for the role.
Right. And the reason for it, again, is his role is to throw those pop passes. he's got to make sure that you get the ball up and over the 6'5" bar. Bar is the reason for it. If there's no bar, you could go a little shorter.
You could lower the bar.
You could lower the bar. There's Bud Dupree.
But the bar is pretty high.
Pretty high.